Believe it or not, folks, I once drove straight into a hurricane just to attend the Virus Bulletin 2002 conference. Not exactly the smartest thing I've ever done. Then again, stupidity is a relative factor. Other virus experts faced the threat of wind shear while strapped in a flying gas-powered cylindrical metal tube hurtling 250 miles an hour with 1,000 feet separating them from the Louisiana bayou. At least I had enough wits to drive a rental car. If the hurricane washed it away, I could just replace it. I can imagine what Veselin Bonchev of Frisk said to the Joe Six-Pack sitting next to him on the inbound flight.
Oh, you mean this? Hurricane is nothing. I worry more about a cyber terrorist who may use a computer joystick to remotely steer this aircraft to the 23rd floor of the Hyatt Regency in order to wipe out the world's collective antivirus brain trust.
I hope I got the feeling of a jet moving around there. But hey, let's not fret about a minor weather anomaly, shall we? I paid full price to attend the Virus Bulletin 2002 conference, and you, the listener, deserve full value for my money. Panel moderator Carrie Natchenberg polled the attendees at one point. The attendees who made it to the conference, I should say, to learn who trusts security software updates more than they trust non-security software updates. Perhaps 20% of the audience raised a hand. Natchenberg then took a corollary poll to see who trusts security software updates less. Perhaps 5% of the audience raised a hand, myself included. Page 2. Now, a number like 5% may not sound like much on the surface, but let's remember the composition of the Virus Bulletin 2002 audience. It means 1 out of every 20 virus fighters would trust, say, a Microsoft security patch before they'd trust a Symantec security patch. You do see the irony here, don't you? Symantec is a security firm. Microsoft is not. To put it another way, Natchenberg's unscientific poll showed 5% of virus fighters won't blindly trust computer security firms to put out a reliable security patch for their own security products. This might stun some people. Conventional wisdom says virus fighters explicitly trust antivirus firms. I mean, antivirus firms have a decade of experience at patching the relentless security holes in their own antivirus products. Major vendors like Symantec release a new security patch hundreds of times per year, hundreds just for one antivirus product. Microsoft, on the other hand, patched its entire product line only 72 times last year total, just 6 dozen times for their entire product line. Non-security firms clearly lack experience. Yet, 5% of attendees at the Virus Bulletin 2002 conference would trust non-security software patches before they'd trust security software patches. Go figure, huh? Page 3. Can you name any other software that needs hundreds of security patches per year per product? Go on, think about it. I can wait. I've got to check email anyway. Let's see what we got here. A rocky deck of death. Iraqi deck of death. Buy 2 Iraqi deck of death. Get 1 free. U.S. heroes playing cards. Ooh. Enlarge my breasts naturally. Hey, honey? Oh, I'm sorry, what? Oh, never mind. Couldn't think of one, huh? Couldn't think of any other software that needs hundreds of security patches per year per product? Neither could I. Go figure. Popular antivirus software fails on a regular basis, you know. It failed when the Melissa virus struck. It failed when the I Love You virus struck. It failed days later when the New Love and Killer Resume viruses struck. It failed when the ExploreZip virus struck. Popular antivirus software failed yet again when ExploreZip's little sister, the MiniZip virus, struck. Popular antivirus software failed to stop the Kornikova virus. Then it failed to stop the Naked Wife virus. It failed yet again when the Nimda virus struck. Then it failed when the Goner virus almost made goners of us all. Page 4. Popular antivirus software fails hundreds of times per year. every year. It fails so often that your firm almost certainly buys a subscription for antivirus software security patches. A subscription! Your antivirus software fails so often that you need to subscribe to fix it. If you don't buy a subscription, your antivirus software will fail even more often. Ironically, Microsoft doesn't charge a dime when they issue the occasional security patch for their entire line of non-security products. Microsoft's Secure by Design slogan takes on a whole new meaning when you compare it to the antivirus industry. You can patch your antivirus software every single day of the year, you know. You can patch and 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 patch your antivirus software for a full year, a whopping 365 times per year, yet you'll still suffer the ravages of one virus after another. Wow. And you pay antivirus firms for this privilege? Page 5. Face it, folks, your company buys popular antivirus software just so teams of employees can eradicate viruses that slip past your popular antivirus software. Then, of course, you patch every computer, especially your network servers, and the whole bizarre process starts all over again. It never ends. So I ask you, who needs to get their house in order here? A security firm like Symantec or a non-security firm like Microsoft? It's a simple question, you know. Yet, only 5% of the experts at the Virus Bulletin 2002 conference knew the answer. And then again, the smartest attendees stayed home rather than ride out a hurricane in a glass-covered skyscraper. Maybe that's why only 5% raised their hands. I'm Rob Rosenberger for vMyths. That's VMYTHS.com. Truth about computer virus hysteria. Be there or be scared.